You're staring at your Meta dashboard, your ROAS is at a 3.5x, your CAC is right on target, you crank the budget expecting to scale to the moon. A week later, you check your bank account and you've lost money. What has happened here? This is the most common story in e-commerce, and it's the reason most brands can never truly scale. They're making decisions based on vanity metrics that are fundamentally disconnected from profitability. In-platform ROAS and CAC are lying to you. And today we're going to show you the one metric we use at TVG to see the truth. Hey, my name is Patrick O'Driscoll. I'm the co-founder CEO here at the Visionary Group, where we help 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands scale by installing proper systems to scale profitably. And one of the big things that we've started to focus on over the last 6 to 12 months is working backwards from your profit and loss statement. How does your marketing actually impact your financial results at the end of the month? Now, this is very important. Most agencies will focus on ROAS, vanity metrics, cost per acquisition that they see in the ad account. The issue here is that attribution is all over the place. Meta's going to tell us one thing, Google's going to tell us one thing, Klaviyo and these other platforms that you're using, they're all going to tell their own story. So how do we make marketing decisions that are based in reality so that we can end up at the end of the month with a P&L that doesn't scare the crap out of us? So what I'm going to talk about today, it's called AMER. This is the acquisition marketing efficiency ratio. So you might have heard me talk about marketing efficiency ratio, which is a metric that we certainly use. Marketing efficiency ratio is simply taking our top line revenue divided by all marketing efforts. Now, the great thing about acquisition marketing efficiency ratio is it's only focused on new customer revenue. Very important here. A lot of brands and a lot of agencies, a lot of advertisers want to fluff the numbers. They want to make your ROAS look good. So what oftentimes happens when I audit accounts every single day is I'll simply go into Meta, I'll do a breakdown of the audiences, and I see so much of our spend is going towards existing customers. Now, if you're an e-commerce brand, you must be focused on new customer growth. I don't care if that means you get a ROAS that's lower than what you're seeing in your ad account right now. Too often, brands focus on ROAS in platform, and that sacrifices long-term growth. For a brand, new customer acquisition is how we scale. What happens when we get more customers? Well, of course, customers can come back and buy again. But what also happens is that you have word of mouth start to spread. You have all these other things that happen when net new customers come into your ecosystem. That's why it's so important to focus on new customer acquisition here. So AMER is the North Star for every brand we scale. And by the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to calculate it for your own brand in under 5 minutes. Set a break-even target and finally start scaling decisions based on real profit. So the single biggest mistake brands make is looking at a blended ROAS, total revenue divided by total ad spend, and making decisions based upon that. It seems very simple, but it's a recipe for disaster as you scale up. And it's because it lumps your new customer revenue with your returning customer revenue. Think about it, on any given day, you'll have a spike in returning customers who would have bought anyway. That revenue gets credited to your ad spend, so your ROAS looks amazing, and you think your new ad is a winner. So you push more budget into it, only to find that you're not acquiring new customers profitably. You're just paying to acquire the same customers over and over again. And if you want to scale, you have to separate the two. You need a metric that tells you with 100% certainty if your ad spend is profitably acquiring new customers, and that metric is AMER. Here's how to calculate your AMER. You simply take new customer revenue divided by ad spend. And I'm going to show you exactly how to pull this in this video. That's literally it though. It's a pure unadulterated measure of your acquisition efficiency. It tells you exactly how many dollars in new revenue you're generating for every dollar you spend on ads. It cuts through all the noise of attribution, returning customer revenue, and in-platform vanity metrics. And when you make the transition to start focusing on managing your ad account based upon AMER, you have a direct line of sight into true profitability of your acquisition efforts. It's the difference between flying blind and having a crystal clear dashboard telling you exactly what to push the throttle and when to pull back. All right, so now I'm going to show you exactly how to calculate your AMER. So I'm in a real Shopify dashboard here. What I'm going to want to pull is I want to go to reports and I want to find new customer sales over time. From here, let me just run an analysis of the previous month. So I'm going to go to last month here, apply that, and I want to get the total of new customer sales. Right here, looks like this brand did $117,000 in new customer sales. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into our TVG growth dashboard. This is the dashboard that we use with our clients, and I'll leave a link down below if you want to make a copy of this dashboard for your brand, because this is how we calculate and how we track things on a monthly basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to new customer net sales. I'm going to put this number in right here. Okay, so now I have how many, actually I'm going to go to the correct month here. I'll put that in February for this example. So this brand generated $117,000 of new customer sales. So I have that number. Okay, next I'm going to go to the ad manager, and now I'm in Meta Ad Manager. I'm going to pull exactly how much in total advertising spend. Let me zoom this in a little bit. So now I'm in the Meta Ad Manager. I'm going to pull our total spend last month in February. Okay, 27,493. I'm going to put that down here just for the sake of this example. So I have Meta at 27,000 here. Then on Google, it looks like that we spent $11,223.60. So just for example purposes, I'm going to put this right here. If we get the sum of this, right, just summarize this up. And typically we'd pull this and put this at the top of our growth dashboard here in total ad spend. So I'm going to throw that up here. Total ad spend, $38,000 in ad spend. And then our new customer net sales is $117,702. So our net AMER for this brand is a 3.04, which is extremely healthy. Okay, so now that you have your AMER, now let's set your break-even AMER target. You have your AMER, now you need a target. What is a good AMER? The answer is your break-even AMER. This is the AMER you need to hit to acquire new customers at 0 profit and 0 loss. Any AMER below your break-even target is profitable. And it varies in the type of brand that we work with, but more often than not, if you're in heavy growth mode, you want to be pushing that envelope. So that's why we want to start with our break-even, because that gives us a good financial guardrail that if we're inefficient, if we're not hitting that metric, then we are probably losing when it comes to new customer acquisition. So here's how you calculate it. So what I like to do is I want to pull my gross profit breakdown. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my net sales, and I have my cost of goods sold. As you can see down here, our gross profit is 124. So obviously you can pull this and you should know your gross profit margins, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to pull these metrics here, throw it into our dashboard here, go back into here. I'm going to pull our gross profit here, throw that right here. Then I'm just going to simply divide these, right, just to get an idea. Okay, I'm going to multiply that, make it a percentage. So as you can see, our gross profit is sitting right shy of 65%. So now that I have my gross margin, I can calculate what our break-even AMER is. So literally the formula is so straightforward. All you have to do is equal 1 divided by our gross margin here. It's a 1.54. So this is the metric that we want to look at. This is our break-even acquisition AMER. And as you can see for this brand, which is a real brand we engage with, we're double that. We're at a 3x AMER, which is extremely efficient. So now that we have our AMER, what this will tell us is, okay, if we're above this, we are profitable. If we are below this and we are being inefficient with our marketing spend and we're simply losing on new customer sales, this brand is in an extremely healthy spot. And like I said, if you want to calculate this yourself, literally run this analysis right now, get a copy of our growth dashboard down below, and run these numbers for your brand. This is the number that should guide every single scaling decision you make. Is your AMER above your break-even target? Then push spend. Is it creeping up towards your target? Then maybe hold steady. And if your AMER is below the threshold, then it's time to optimize creative, improve your offer, or pull back. Stop making decisions based on metrics that lie. Stop wondering why your ad account hits a wall every time you try to scale, and start looking at this true metric that connects your ad spend directly to the efficiency of your new customer acquisition. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe as I put out new e-commerce trainings every single week. And if you'd like me to personally audit your brand, then I'll leave a link down below to schedule a call with me personally. And like I said, make sure to grab that growth dashboard, make a copy for yourself so that you can start calculating these metrics on an ongoing basis.